Karen in San Jose, California. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. And today is Labor Day, September. You caught me in shorts, but the show must go on. You wanted these shipped out quickly, so I'll do it. I came in today, do some paperwork, some other things. I'm going to get these glasses made for you. They are actually, it's traditionally been a man's frame, but it's unisex. It is the Versace 3218 color 5122, which Versace calls black sand. It's a matte color you're about to see in the 53 eye size. Let me take everything out of the original packaging as Versace sends it to me. Of course, the Italian leather hard shell case, your Versace card of authenticity that has your international warranty on there, should you be in another country and need to use that. And of course, the star of the show, the main attraction, well, before I get to that, your Versace cleaning cloth that is in there. And of course, you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging, including the little plastic sleeve that comes on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. You're also going to get the original demo lenses that came out of there. And of course, Versace made in Italy. And they put that sleeve on the temple to protect the temple while it's being shipped from Italy. And if that's a good enough idea for them, I'm going to put it on there when I ship to you in San Jose, California. This is the Versace 3218 color 5122 in the 53 eye size. Of course, again, Versace calls this black sand, but it's a matte black. It has the Versace Greco emblem. That is their classic style. And of course, it also has the Medusa on each temple. Same pattern on both sides. Matte black. The other nice thing about matte black is it does not show fingerprints. Now, this frame also comes in a color GB1, which is the classic shiny black with gold temples, and the shiny black being shiny does show fingerprints and smudges. The matte black does not. That's a nice thing about the matte black. But let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to pop out your original demo lenses. By the way, if anyone likes this frame, there'll be a description, and there'll be a link in the description below where you can go to the website and buy it. I'm going to program this shape into the computer. You are Secret Agent 1990. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to hit the start button. A little stylus is going to pop up, go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Versace frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. The reason why I barcode this into the computer is that years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can mail them right to your home. But as I was saying, my itemized receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they're prescription or not. We're going to move on to the next screen. Enter your pupillary distance, which is 32 for each eye. The computer starts at 32.5. So only tap the minus button one time because it goes down to 0.5 millimeter increments to 32. I do want to raise the optical center height up to 22. Let me go ahead and mark that. We're going to go 2.5 above to 22 millimeters high. Now your lenses have the Crizal Avance, and shame on me, did not have the Crizal cloth out. I should have, but these are the same prescription in each eye. You have no power correction, but you do have 2.5 diopters of astigmatism in both eyes. So I can get a stock lens, meaning that it comes in a paper packet. With Crizal, it goes up to 2 diopters, but because you have 2.5 diopters of astigmatism, I had to have these custom made for you. But the nice thing is I went ahead and got them as thin as I could. I got them at 1.5 or 1.0 millimeter center thickness instead of the standard 1.5 millimeter thickness. But that's the nice thing. When I do custom, I can have them specify exactly how I want it done. So I'm going to turn the axis wheel to 2. Make sure we're going to put the power drum back to 0. Put the lens in, rotate until the spherical component comes into view first. And check the astigmatism correction, which is most of this lens. Actually, it's all the power in this lens. And I'm going to put 3 dots on the lenses. Let's darken that so you can see at home. 1, 2, 116. I'm mathed wrong again. All right, we're going to label this one R. R. Okay, get serious. Turn the axis wheel to 179 for the left eye. Don't have to change the power drum. It's still on plano, which is no power. Find the spherical power of the lens first, which is no power. Find the astigmatism correction. Put 3 dots on the lenses. Darken that. I'm going to put an L on here, which is Latin for not right. If you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, that joke is for me. It's not for anyone else. I mean, sure, you'll be telling it tomorrow at work, but I just love telling a joke. Like Beetlejuice, I've told it 167 times. Actually, I've told it about 850, 900 times, and it keeps getting funnier every time I say it. So the reason I put these black dots on there, it tells me the lens is oriented in there just perfectly. That blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset. So this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 right here. Place that onto the first one. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paperweight to make the black side sticky. Now on the back, that silver button is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. Get everything. What's that extra dot on there? A little speck. It's messing with me. Get everything lined up where it is supposed to be. Come on now, come on. I get little yellow dots, confirmation when they're in the right place. Okay, hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Pull the paperweight to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet there. Place the lens. I don't have to change the pupillary distance. You're the same in both eyes. Same optical center height. Get everything lined up in there perfectly. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the left lens. Now this is known as the edger. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy one, put it on the handlebars of your bikes, ride around, and then you can make your own glasses at home on the go. And you want this guy with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel on the left. That's going to grind away your lens material from this size down to, well, that's the left lens, down to this size. This wheel in the center has that channel, that little valley in there. That's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I want to go ahead and wake up the computer. Your ID number 1990. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, Hindex plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen in this frame. And I am going to put a safety bevel not on the front of the lens, but on the rear concave surface of the lens. I'm also going to take it down 1/10 of a millimeter just based on your 2.5 diopters of astigmatism. Press that on there firmly. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet into the chuck, or by now, you know I like to call it the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Hit the green start button. The door closes. The clean door, I cleaned it today. The clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the right lens. And the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you shouldn't have any in this frame, even with your higher than average astigmatism. But the lens is going to drop down onto the cutting wheel. You see water in the background. That's there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex materials cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, it will spray onto your lens, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away the optical debris you see beginning to form on the edge of your lenses. So as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics-grade lens materials that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect your eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. It also has, speaking of protection, it has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now, if you notice your lens is completely flat all the way around, if I were to take it out, it would stand up on the counter just like a nickel. The machine is double checking itself to know where to place the bevel, again for the least amount of edge thickness to be shown, of which I doubt you'll have any. But speaking of protection, you have the Crizal Avance, which is 3 features in one. The first part of the treatment is that it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights and such. The second feature, it goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating, so it reduces reflections. So it makes for much better eye contact, so when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. Or if you take a selfie, you're less likely to see your phone in your lens, and if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see that. So water is spraying onto the lens. It tells me it's in the last 20 seconds. Now the third feature that I like with the Crizal is the practical side. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens, where your lens has to be cleaned and dried in between each coating. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. That's what I like about the practical side, the very strong scratch coating. So we're just about done. In just a moment, I will open this door with my mind. If you like that, I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just got to stare at it for a couple hours. I can also melt it quicker in the summertime than I can in the winter. No one has ever been able to figure it out why. Scientists from all over the world have been studying them and they just can't figure it out. If anyone has any clues, help out your local scientist, would you? So I'm going to tuck this in at the outside corner. And this is the outside corner. Use my thumbs, press down at the nose, and it snaps right in. Let's go ahead and start doing the left lens. We're going to flip that over to L. Press the block on there firmly. Attach the magnet to the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or today I will call it the Karen. Hit the green start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and just like before, the lens will be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as this goes around tracing the shape of the left lens. And then measuring the thickness where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which, Karen, you got nothing. 2.5 diopters of astigmatism correction and you have no edge thickness. That's why I have your lenses made as thin as possible. I'm going to take this block off. I'm going to use my hand-approved drying method. Throw that back in there, add to my sticker collection. We're going to come down here to the lensometer, turn the axis wheel back to 002, place it in over that black dot, and read the power. Actually, I don't even have to turn the power drum. I'm still on 0, no power, because your prescription reads plano, which means no power in the left or right eye, or should I say the right eye or the left, but you do have 2.5 diopters of astigmatism. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. Think of it as the fine-tune knob, and that's actually while driving at night. You get an extreme halo effect when you see oncoming lights or even the street lights or stoplights. You either see multiple rings around lights or spikes coming out in every direction. That's what uncorrected astigmatism do, so this greatly reduces the glare you get at night. Now, you have 2 curves on your eye. You need no magnification or minification this way, but you do need 2.5 diopters, a much steeper curve this way, and it's how we line those 2 curves up to make everything crisp. And we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 2, which we were at. So let's check the power, and I am getting, on the second curvature, 2.5 diopters, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. Now, you need the same amount of power. You're actually very unique. Same amount of power or non-power in your left eye, same amount of astigmatism correction in your left. But think the fine-tune knob is going to be to 179. Now, the unique thing, you would think that 2 and 179 are very far apart, but they are not. If you think of a straight line from 0 to 90 to 180, 2, by definition, is 2 degrees away from the 180 meridian. A straight line is 180. 179 is 1 degree away from the 180. So you almost have perfect astigmatism as well. Now, this frame, the Versace 3218 in either size and color, sells for $245. The Crizal Avance adds $99.99 for a total of $349.99 tax-free. That's because I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device, so there's no tax on eyeglasses. If you were to buy these from someone in any other state and they were $344.99, let's use my state's retail sales tax of 7.5%, you would pay an additional $25.87 to anyone else, but you're not going to pay that when you purchase from me. One of the many advantages. Of course, you get a pair of free lenses every time the purchase of any frame. I upgraded you to the thinner and lighter weight aspheric polycarbonate. Aspheric simply means not spherical, so these lenses are flatter. You don't get that ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. These are flat lenses designed to go into today's flatter curvature frames. Of course, it's going to go in there like that. And since I had to have these custom made, I went ahead and had these made as thin as possible. We're going to... Oh, it doesn't want to go, so let's take this down 1/10 of a millimeter. I don't know why, left lenses always need a little bit more than the right, even though you have the same power, practically in the same meridians. I'm going to put it in and take 1/10 of a millimeter off, going around the circumference of the lens until it snaps in there easily. A tenth of a millimeter, to all my American friends who have no idea what a millimeter is, it is the distance between my thumbnails. I'm going to take 1/10 of that off, going around the circumference of the lens until it snaps in there easily. The reason why I want to do that is if I were to force the lens into the frame, it would cause the frame to stretch, or what we in the optical industry call roll. If you can imagine the bottom of your frame being like a gutter, the force applied from the lens to the frame would cause the frame to roll outwards, giving you an ugly cosmetic look, as well as shortening the life of the frame. The reason why it'll do it at the bottom, that is the skinniest, the thinnest part of the frame. You have a thicker part here and a thicker part here, so this has more tensile strength. This is going to roll outwards. So the old carpenter saying you can always cut more off, you can never add it back on. I start a little bit large and work my way down until it's the perfect size. It's a corny saying that I live by, but the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra in the beginning. And do it right the first time, you never have to worry about problems later on. Besides, I like going the extra mile. Again, it's corny, but it's not a crowded lane. I am the only optician out there who currently has videos and tutorials showing you how to cut lenses for frames, explaining how the prescriptions work. Again, tucking it into the outside corner. Now I press down, it snaps in there easily. Take the block off, dry that off again, throw that in there, add to my sticker collection. Come down here, put it in over that black dot. Turn the axis wheel to 179, the corresponding axis for the astigmatism of your left eye. Check the power, and I am getting 0, no power whatsoever, Plano, which is not just a city in Texas, it also means no power. Now again, you have 2.5 diopters of astigmatism correction. Let's check that. And we're at minus 250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. Now whoever cut these lenses did a pretty good job. I couldn't have done a better job if I'd cut these lenses myself. Now your pupillary distance is 32 for each eye, which is a total of 64. I'm going to place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 64 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. We're going to check the optical center height of 22. Now don't look at the bottom of the lens, look at the middle of the bottom of the frame, and we're getting 22 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. 22 millimeters, that is cut perfectly. Man, I tell you, that guy with the bad jokes and the 40,000 edger, he really knows what he's doing. So this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, and the last time I checked, San Jose, California is still in the US, but you get free shipping anywhere in the US. But when you get these in the mail, there is a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher. than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments. So just stop by your local place, or when you had your eye exam, and tell them if it's too loose or too tight or high on one side. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, mine wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me because I'm part of that 80%. Now, for those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing the Versace. Of course, I can't see when I got my glasses off. This is the Versace 3245, color 5237, which is a blue tortoise, and a 53 eye size, same as this one. Now, you have the Greco emblem here with the Versace Medusa. I just have the Versace Medusa on both sides of mine. I wear a lot of blue and tortoise in the brown slack, so I love me some blue tortoise. Almost anything that comes in a blue tortoise, I will buy it. So, if broccoli and Brussels sprouts came in a blue tortoise, I'd buy those too. So, let's flip this over, make sure there is no wobble. There is none. I close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, that neither temple is askew. Now, Karen, I send out a selfie request in every package to have your picture on the website. I would love to have a picture of you rocking these. I also send out cleaning instructions, not only for your Versace cleaning cloth and your Crizal cleaning cloth, but the premium microfiber cloth that I will provide. So they will last you for years, as well as your cases too. So, if you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com, and on Twitter as freerxlenses. In fact, if you can, like this video and subscribe, and turn on the bell in the subscription area so you can get more videos as they come out. Again, there is a link in the description below to anyone who wants to purchase this frame. And Karen in San Jose, California, thank you so much for the purchase of the Versace 3218, color 5122, the black sand in the 53 eye size. And hopefully now everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.